brighter. All right. I'm trying not
They've got to do the light of though.
to appeal.
It is dark.
Hmm. Very nice.
It's okay.
Hi everyone. Welcome to another
Conversation with
with the
Leeds.
leads. But the live version, of course. Our Sunday night, our Sunday evening conversation live. And of course, remember, as you come on, you register for class by clicking the like. That thing there, yeah. That's how you register for class. Mike, Jordan, that's how you register for class. How are you and the weather?
Oh
Um,
yeah. It's
we,
chilly on this side.
yeah,
Cool.
nice and cool. Thank God we never get the worst as was expected.
Yeah.
So we glad for that. That it never reached what the forecasters
Predicted.
predicted that it would be pretty bad. But thank God it's not as bad. And all we get was some nice
Nice
rain,
weather basically.
nice weather.
But this side in
Hmm.
Kingston.
Yeah, man. So we just, I mean, we rested a lot today. Never had, well, unfortunately, we never get to go to church,
Yeah.
but we rested today and it was just nice and cool. Um, yeah. So, of course, we want to hear from you too. You know what the topic is, but before we get to the topic, we want to hear from you. So, tell us how are things in your neck of the woods,
Yeah.
how you fared out. We have seen some videos where persons were. Can you hear me? Yeah. We've seen some videos where places were flooded out and things. So you can tell us how has things been in your neck of the woods, so we can have an understanding of how good it was or bad it was, basically. Again, as you come on, you register for class by liking the live. Don't bother wait until you forget. And as everybody know by now, it helps the channel. All right, so that is that. Um, Also, if you watch our last video, we are now on TikTok and Instagram. Um, yeah, we are told that it helps. You can use it to
Yeah.
promote the channel.
Your
So
channel.
we have gone on to it. We think had about two posts on TikTok so far, and we will be doing our best to sort of get along with that part of it, so we can expand. And of course, we are up to
13
236
subscribers.
subscribers, and we are excited. 236 subscribers. Somebody told us that, boy, at the rate that we're going, we should be okay. Within a year, should be way over the 1,000. And it's all due to you guys, you who support, you who come on and you watch and you like and you share, right? And so we're gonna ask you to continue to do that, to watch, like, and to share. And of course, if you're here for the first time, you should subscribe.
Yeah.
Jeez, on P, she gone left me. Yeah, if you're here for the first time, you should subscribe. Um, and so we want to say again, welcome. And of course, we're not just gonna be here, as it were, teaching. I know it's a class, but this class is interactive.
We learn from each
We
other.
learn from each other. So don't be afraid to, as I said, share. But we want to hear from you. If you're as you're watching, tell us how are things in your neck of the woods. How bad was it? How good was it?
And shining on the topic.
Yeah, you can chime in on the topic. All right. So the topic we're on tonight is, why does love hurt? Um, I don't want to. Yes, we could easily well talk about the weather and thing, because it's what is happening. But you have an opportunity to share, and as you share how your experience has, what your experience has been with Elsa, we will also shine in on that. But we came up with this topic because we were watching something on YouTube, and one of the things that we saw was where, you know, persons were talking about, being hurt in relationships. And most of the time you hear is the man them wicked, and no matter how much the woman give, the man them just still go cheat. And then now, in my own experience, I've heard other men say, boy, listen, man, that my first girlfriend broke my heart wicked. And from that day, we just not business no more. You understand me? So we want to examine, is it that, it was love, or was it infatuation? I mean, that first crush, did it work out? If it worked out, or it never worked out? And if it didn't work out, why it never worked out? Is it that you love somebody and the person never loved you? Because rightfully in a life, the truth is, I have come to understand, and this is my truth. If Michelle and I didn't get married, or never started a conversation that led to us being together, I probably, but then it's kind of challenging, because being in church, you can't have one and then one and then one, although you have persons who have
You
different
cannot do it the way
experience.
the world do it.
Mm,
If you are a person that is serious about living for the Lord according to the Bible,
mm,
you don't do that. You can't do that.
right. But what we find is that people have different experiences. So if probably I was in church, I probably could testify and say, boy, I had this relationship in the work, or that one in the work, or went through probably 3 or 4 relationships and it never worked out. You understand? Because person have had the experiences, and so we hear that people talk about how them get hurt and things, but we are say, we from understanding the scriptures, we are say love don't hurt.
Right, because the scripture says love is patient, it's kind,
Mm-hmm.
it vaunteth not itself, it seeketh not its own,
Mm-hmm.
you
It's not
know,
puffed up.
it's not puffed up,
Yes.
you know, genuinely it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
But we do know that, with that two different person coming together, right? From different walks of life, you'll find out that even within a relationship where you love each other, you come short of those things. Because I believe that just like anything else that is valuable, even for instance, like gold, it is tried within a fire,
Yeah. Yeah.
and within that fire, it is purified.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that, it's the same or even a strong similarity to
Mm-hmm.
being in love and loving somebody. It is the same sense. You within that relationship over time, you will hurt each other. You will
You
offend,
will you
not
right,
deliberately.
because hurt will come.
Right, hurt will come not deliberately, but it's because of what is within that is contrary to what the love is has to come out.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be replaced. And how is it replaced? Is by trials and testings. And when it comes to the forefront now, you deal with it and get
Mm-hmm.
it out of the way. So you have overcome it. You love each other through it. And I
Love each
think
other. I
one
like
of
that part.
that is it. I
Love each
think
other
that's
through
the
it.
thing. When a lot of persons, for the first time being in love and all of that, I think that okay, I love him, nothing can go wrong. It's like you're floating, you're gliding.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? But the truth is, there will come a time where, in the true reality of what love is, it has to be genuine. And for it to be genuine, you understand, you're going to find out, say, okay, whatever selfishness is within me, it has to be removed.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? In loving somebody else, how is it going to be removed? Okay, Michelle, get up, bye. No. It means that you're going to be tested. Whatsoever you're selfish about, you're going to be confronted with it. It has to come out of you, so it has to be tried. So you have to know that, okay, you have to learn now to yourself that, I'm a selfish person. And you may never know that. You may think that you were the best thing since you were born,
Well,
because you didn't really try to give of yourself to anybody else.
one thing I find, and I wanted to highlight too, is the fact that people talk about being hurt
Yeah.
by somebody they love, and the truth is, a lot of times the talk that we hear, The women complain a lot more about, what men do, that the men, no matter how much the ladies give, um, man still a go cheat, or a man still a go look something. So is it that a situation where me personally don't think it's just man alone do them thing. I don't think it's just about men hurting women. I think it happens on both side of the coin
It does
because, as I say,
happen. It does.
there are male friends who I hear and I reason with, and most of them, for example, they started out liking this person, and for
Yes.
example, school. I say them out come from school days, and them like each other from school days, and them come up in a school days and so forth, and then after school done, them still friends and thing, and then now somewhere along the line, the girl see somebody who have a little bit more money or have a look better or was more popular. That is the main one I hear. The girl sees somebody who more popular and she just switch and go to him. And worst of all, if it is that she feel like the guy hurt her, she the worst thing, like go date his best friend.
All right. The truth is, like you said, like I think we misunderstand a lot of times love, like
No,
for
no, no,
love.
not that, like not that, but the two of them love each other well. Them know each other from school days, love each other. Everywhere looking at school at the two of them. You
Okay, so
understand me I
not
say?
because the truth is that's it. The bottom line is when you love somebody, there's no condition to it. There is convenience. There is liking. And a matter of fact, everybody have their definition of love.
Mm.
But the truth is there is only one true love, and that is agape love. But the whole world
Yeah,
have
but
it.
cinema person will not say no about agape.
But it doesn't mean that it don't exist.
No, 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 no. I'm not talking about the existence. I'm talking
No,
about
we're not
we need to break
debating
it
it.
down to them.
We're breaking it down because this is what
Because
we're
the
bringing.
name won't ring a bell to them. So I
This
say.
is what you're bringing to the forefront now. There is such a thing wherein everybody have their definition of love. For some people, it's to always receive nice things from the other person.
Mm-hmm.
Big house, nice car, new hairstyle, a lot of bag of money. No, is that real love that is going to keep a relationship? No, that is convenience. But you cannot tell the person who that means a lot to that is not love. If, for instance, if the man money should go tomorrow, that love that they say they have gone along with the money. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a convenient relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But the two that woman may very well feel like, oh, I love him, I can't do without him. But the truth is, she cannot do without the things
Yeah,
that
but
she's getting.
me not
But
talking about the
however, I'm not
things.
finished. But however, that man on the other hand who's providing those things is genuinely agape, genuine love with that person. So that relationship is going to be a really what I call a toxic relationship and a hurtful relationship that is always going to experience hurt because the time that the man may say, I can't give this or I don't have that, you understand? Somebody is going to be unhappy, and that unhappiness is going to be contagious because if one person is not getting what they want from the relationship, it's going to cause sadness, it's going to cause conflict.
Mm-hmm.
So that relationship was not truly based after love. So then in that relationship, you'll find the man who genuinely loved that lady without condition. You'll find that he's always going to be so miserable because he is really in love, being patient, being kind, being giving, and all of those things. But you may find out that it is not reciprocal genuinely if he doesn't have what it is to give. But because it is not a genuine love, sometime or the other within that relationship, that person is going to face a lot of hurt, which is the male, because he does care, he does want that attention, he does want that tenderness, he does want that all in all that should be reciprocal. But it's not really there within the woman to give that true, genuine love if she don't really love him, because it's a
So
convenience
yeah.
thing for her.
So the situation or the scenario that I brought to, I mean they're coming from school days, they don't know each other, and maybe probably even in a high school, or maybe they leave high school.
Yeah.
the drifting start, right? And I find it happens on both sides. So I'm
Both
saying
sides.
I don't think it's a situation where
It's
man
not.
just do it. Man is the one who's always the
Yeah, in the
culprit.
most of the
Because
time,
it
those
just said something
relations,
hit stronger
yeah,
from.
those relationships most of the time that generate from high school days and first love, most of the time it is authentic. It is real, genuine love.
Mm,
But you find out that in those relationships, one party most of the time grow past the other.
mm-hmm.
Somebody grow leave.
That's where
Somebody
I'm getting at.
right, somebody grow leave the other person. And but what should be, if it means that much coming from so far, the individual that have grown, and
Mm-hmm.
rightfully so, it have to mean enough to them for them to want to help the person to catch up,
Mm-hmm.
or to be patient while they encourage the person to grow and to reach up,
And
you know.
though these scenarios may not be Mike, those scenarios may not be scenarios where we can probably relate to.
Relate to,
Is a lot
yeah.
of times, like in conversations we have had with person. For example, I mean, when you hear of the ladies complain and say, "Boy, man, the man will just leave the relationship because he will find somebody else." What do you think? I don't know. What sometimes happens in that situation? Because I'm thinking,
Well,
is that the situation where the man is going to leave? I think something was happening. Was happening.
well, for half of my
Yeah.
life, when I wasn't working for myself and working out amongst ladies, and I heard their disgruntledness, some of the time, and it's debatable because you'll normally have that debate going on between the ladies. You'll find one set saying that, boy,
Man,
they
it
give
is.
they give all they can, but the man is just ungrateful, and no matter how you give the man is, it's just not enough. And in those instances, it is true, because for one, you have some men who they have
I
their
beg to
own
differ,
in
but live it, but go ahead.
you have yeah, you do have some men who have internal issues.
Mm-hmm.
They have a good lady at home. The lady look good. The lady can do all the things that a woman should do,
Mm-hmm.
physically and otherwise. And you'll find out that because they have their own mental issue in their head, that so maybe in their mind they feel that, okay, may have a melanin skin girl, and yes, she hot and she what, but they may have this inferior complex where they believe that a browning is what the world says attainable, until you try a browning, and and maybe a tall hair, and
Mm-hmm.
those superficial things. They may not feel as if they have accomplished and they're man enough. You understand? And you have some men wherein they want to try that, they want to do that, but at the same speed, they don't want to let go of their melanin that they have at home, that is giving them everything. Apart from that, so you could call it they're giving the 80%, but they're not
No, I'm
getting that
talking about the
20.
man will leave the relationship. You know?
Yeah, but
I'm not talking.
eventually they did, because they went out there to
Mm-hmm.
get that, and you're not going to find a strong woman who's going to stay back and can do better and stay in
Mm-hmm.
it. So the relationship is severed. And you also have men who also have their conscious good ladies who, all right, they may not be a lady who is under the vain side of life, who, or maybe that's a strong word, for lack of a better word, someone who is trendy. Because some men love to know that they have a woman who is trendy, who
Mm-hmm.
goes according to the different styles of the world, and other men can see them, look on her and say, my youth, you're a girl that, why she look hot, But then I look from the sense of the concept of how the world, you understand, view a woman to be hot and trendy.
Mm-hmm.
And so he left his conscious woman for that. The ones that show the skin with, how it's happening. You see how
Mm-hmm.
it's happening out there. And when they have achieved such a woman now, I mean, they live in hell, because first of all, the pocket have to be heavy with the money to sustain such a lady.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, they have to keep up too, because those ladies don't they want to look good too. They want the money, but at the same time, they're not gonna truly identify with you out there if you're not put together either. So
Yeah.
I find out that the man is always stressing, always trying to earn more than enough to sustain that lifestyle. And sometimes they leave a relationship wherein they have two, three, four kids. have to sustain along with the new fresh thing that they have now acquired, woman. You understand? So they make it even worse for themselves. And then they're quarreling now and trying in that woman now that they have achieved that is trendy. They're trying now also that one woman that they have left who does the cooking, the tidying, who help to build with them, and they're trying to force that even in their new woman,
Yeah,
and
but
it
I don't
don't
want to
work.
go. You're going further than I want to
Oh,
go
I'm
because what I
sorry.
want to go, what I want to talk about, what I want to, the stage I want to talk about is like that. It's like fresh love. Then it's like fresh love because with fresh love, people tend to say, "Boy, then get hurt from somebody and them not gonna love again." One or they not trust no more man
So
again.
basically,
Or
they're not going to genuinely love anyone again.
no, I
They
mean
just
I think it's relevant because of how just it's just a matter of how them feel in the time because you still see them find somebody else afterwards. But I'm saying in the initial stage of that relationship, right? Some what is it that sometimes pushes one from that? I guess we can have varied reasons. But
yeah, because
one thing you said was that um um that like the lady was given what given this and given that. But
yeah.
I think humanly there are men and women have similarities. Humanly, I'm gonna explain why I say this. Sometimes we find that we can be in a relationship and we think we are giving what our partner requires, and when it comes to the nitty gritty, our partner was desiring other things or more
That
things, and
yeah,
we never pay
and that
attention
happens a
because we
lot.
were just
That
saying,
happens a
"Boy,
lot.
me wash, me cook, me clean, me lay down, me this, me that," and what the man probably was requiring is not all the way.
Tenderness,
Yeah, is
yeah,
that you understand
tenderness.
me? It's not just the fact that you wash, cook, clean, and you give him sex and whatever.
It's
Is more than
tenderness,
that. He
yeah,
probably wanted time to reason, to talk. He wanted
affection,
affection. He wanted to stimulate. Wanted to stimulate his intellectual capacity and reason upon a certain levels. He wanted it to walk out in the sunshine, or walk with him in the rain or whatever. But certain things you say, oh no, my thing that me not do it. But I mean, I think,
and
although I'm not saying those are reasons to leave, but people sometimes have them own
own reason.
limits. Them on
And
limits
people
of their mind
grow,
and
people
what they can't
what
deal
they
with.
wanted. One of the thing again, and it's vice versa, not just male but females
Mm.
also. One of the thing is that in the conception of the relationship, you may find out that these needs are being met. But life is life. Life happens. It can be that
Yeah,
because of
but you can't, but
I'm not
if
we're
no
not
man, no
debating,
man,
let
no,
me
we're not
finish my
debating,
statement.
we're not debating. I'm just saying that if it is that those things was what made the relationship what it is, why would you stop?
All
Even though
right.
life comes and
Listen,
life
I
goes.
cannot speak for all ladies, but from what I have learned over time and noticed and hear and read about, in some of those instances, what happened is that again, one party grow leave the other. What one party started out needing are the verbal agreement that both of you want this thing. It can also happen that the both party grow like this. They grow apart. You want this, you want to go maybe higher up there and whatever it is you're getting, and the other party may not, oh, that don't mean so much to me anymore. You understand? But there is a split. In every relationship, I don't believe that one party is to be blamed. I
Yeah.
believe that over time there was an deterioration with things within the relationship, and both parties maybe realized but weren't willing to call it for what it is and say this is a deal breaker, we cannot this happen and let us get back this or that because we can't afford for this to go because this is a deal breaker for me. You know, it happened wherein they did not speak up, they ignore, and they dealt with what they're dealing with
Separately.
separately. So while you are dealing with what you're dealing with separately, there's a wound that is being
Ended.
mended
Hmm.
um in a negative light, in the sense that okay, it is being healed but in the negative form. So when that happens, it becomes dormant, and the other person is over there doing the same thing. So you find out that two persons who genuinely love each other so much because of circumstances that
Mm-hmm.
weren't dealt with, you find out that they have driven so far apart. And now, when they decide to confront each other, or maybe you could very well have a party who was trying to mend, but the other person maybe were being stubborn, maybe were being arrogant, maybe we're just being pig-headed, or just couldn't see it in the genuine form for what it is. You understand? So there's many scenarios around those things, but the basic thing is that within any relationship. You could be in love like Romeo and Juliet, even though that's a negative ending. Maybe it's a good example. You could be so in love, but at the end of the day, it have to be nurtured, and it have to be nurtured in the true, genuine way, because this is something that man did not make.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a gift that is from God, and it possessed through Him too. So there's no shortcut around it. So if you find out that you foster your love within your relationship in a negative way, it will bloom. It's just like a plant. Even
So
you
you say
find
what your plant is where you
is
reap.
what you reap. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So if you foster it in the real way, it will blossom, it will grow. Even if you do it in a negative way, it will blossom for a while. But then the root cannot go further than the soil that you provided. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? If you even plant a drop of seed in an asphalt, it's going to find a way to grow. But can it really survive there? It has to grow until it reaches a level. So you find out that the nutrients that it
Yeah.
needs over time it's going to die
Mm-hmm.
because it weren't meant to be planted in asphalt. So it's the same thing with love. You have to foster it from a genuine place. And people,
So.
the true
Mm-hmm.
place of that genuineness is for us at some time in our life to get over our ego, get over our pride, and most of all, get rid of our selfishness. Because what I've come to learn is that when you really love somebody, you hurt that person, maybe not knowingly, but over time you will see your mistake. And if you choose to ignore where you go wrong and climb over it to proceed, your heart will betray you, because there is principle to everything that is genuine. And you're going to find out that your heart is going to show it, say, Michelle, say I did wrong, apologize, man. Apologize, because I'm gonna feel like, okay, see, she did wrong and she did this and she did. I mean, I don't want she to have anything over me. I mean, I don't want she to have anything over me. No, that don't work in true love. That just don't work. Because if you really love that person, you are going to feel that burden of wherein you are not being honest. You understand? And over time, you can't find yourself look in the person eye genuinely to express something that you used to find so easy. Because now there's a blockage, something that need to be removed. And the only way it can be removed is for you to say, I was wrong and I am sorry. And how can we get past this? Until you do that, you're gonna find say somebody, going around corner with things and showing as if disinterest and okay. And don't try to play smart. The person is gonna find out that something is not right. And no matter how you try to force over it and act genuine, the person is going to see that it is not genuine.
I'm gonna
Because
have to give
it's
her a lie by herself.
no, honestly, but you have to get rid of what something. No, it's like the hearts connect genuinely.
No, so no, but so you
So when
say.
it hurt genuinely,
Mm.
there's no way over it but to genuinely confront and replace, rebuild, and nourish.
So the love that people have initially was it puppy love? Was it infatuation? I mean, to the point where because a lot of person get involved in relationship, maybe not even intimate yet,
Yeah.
from them young, 16,
Yeah.
17. Was it a situation where those love weren't genuine?
In most cases, those love are genuine
Mhm.
because most of the time it
And the
starts with
reason I'm
love.
asking
No,
questions
it starts with puppy
because
love.
as far as I'm
If you have
concerned,
gotten,
hold
sorry.
on. As far as the reason I'm asking questions is because as far as I'm concerned, I never really had a serious relationship except for my wife. All other relationships or all other thing I thought I had were just likings, and when you like somebody, you express. And most of the time when I express, I never get back.
That's what I was
It
getting
wasn't
at.
reciprocal, and I just keep missing. And from primary school, I just kept myself to myself. Even when I went to high school, and when I get high school now, eventually I got serious. So when I really, look for a relationship person, I was really focused on my doing that and thing. But even then, you still like few person, one and two person, you're liking for. But so I can't speak about it like real like that. But me just listen what people experience
Right. The
and talk from
reason
it.
why I can say that is that, all right, I can remember when I was in primary school
Hmm.
and I thought that I was in love
Hmm.
with somebody.
And it's the easiest time to feel like in love. Cause
Yeah,
you just,
because
woo, you
it
feel
is
that nice
infatuated
feeling.
because you're a teenager, your hormones are
Hmm.
going. But the truth is, in most cases where it started like that, and then if those individuals get the opportunity to grow together over the years, it builds and it grows because you grow out of stages. And if you grow in that way,
Hmm.
you'll find out that you really have so much in
And
common
there's something
and
that is
so much
sound.
history. You
Yeah.
understand? So the faithfulness comes in, the reciprocalness come into it
Mm.
as well. So you grow up, looking out, nourishing each other, and then you do have that feelings that was popular that now mature into chemistry.
Hmm.
You understand? So it does work out a lot for a lot of persons. It does work out a lot for a lot of persons, but in other instances wherein that opportunity was not given for some reason or another,
Hmm.
so you have moved on, now you have come in a walk of life wherein even at teenagers we could say we meet each other at 15
Hmm.
and what have you grown up.
No, no, I
So
met you when I was about 17.
17,
Hmm.
but I
We started going to church
yeah,
at 15.
but it happened like that. And versus it doesn't take any away from persons who don't know each other even when they're child, know them each other in their 20s or 30, whatever, because
Hmm.
the genuineness of love, or what you call love, is it have to be reciprocal. You understand?
Hmm.
At first, it may not be, but it takes one individual to show that genuine unselfishness of themselves to give it to another human being. And when that other person on the receiving end now, who maybe wasn't so serious, receive that, and then now that person mirrors, appreciate, mirrors, and then give back of themselves.
Hmm.
And we all know that the more time you spend with an individual, you develop a mutual
And
interest
connection.
and connection.
Hmm.
So if you proceed in that way and continue that way reciprocally, you understand, you find out that it reaches the stage where you can't be with, you feel like you cannot be without each other. And then of course, if you are connected physically, attraction, that's another ingredient that's cemented. So you build, you grow together, you build, you grow, and you give up yourself genuinely in a reciprocal form and an intimate form.
And it should
That
work.
and it should work. That is love. Versus, okay, some say guy don't bear sign on. So when I drive, child, Mr. Me just in love with him. And then as a friend now, if you have sense, you're gonna say, hold on, you just saw him, right? All right. Why you like him again? But you say my driver. Me don't know if you know the car then.
Mm.
Beamer or whatever it is, a Porsche, whatever. And then they say, okay, so you saw the car before his time. Yes, child. So and you're in love with him, of course. But tell about the car already. And then you hear now that okay, him have such amount and such a that is not love. That is convenience. You understand? But you do have people, adults in life, wherein that's how they live their life. They have to see the material goods before they can open their face to say, I care about you. And the truth is, they care somewhat about the person for what the person have. And they have a name for it. That's what they call gold digger. It is what it is. No, it is what it
well,
is.
well, them gold diggers is another separate story.
It falls a lot of people misconstrued love.
No, no, I'm not
for
debate that.
those,
No, I'm not debate
you
that. I'm
know.
not saying it's another old topic by itself
Yeah, it is.
because if your motivation for wanting to be with somebody is about what they possess, you have the
It
wrong
doesn't
motive.
make sense.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
it can be that because the truth is what the person possesses can go at any point in time. Why?
Yeah.
Because life is fragile, and you want to genuinely love somebody that even if the person loses everything, you understand me, you will still be there.
And yeah, and it's unfair. It's just like we heard somebody said not too long ago. A young lady was saying, all right, a lot of ladies are saying that they don't want no broke pocket man. You understand? No
Hmm.
broke pocket man. And then she was saying, what if all the men who are down on their luck now should say,
You know,
them not want a
broke
broke
pocket
pocket
woman.
woman? How would life be? You understand? So I mean, to each his own, but we have to learn to give people who are ambitious, hardworking, and you should know people. Just like what Bible said, by your fruits you shall know them. That's why it is to get to know people first. You understand? So you know where their dreams are, and where
Yeah,
they want to go,
yeah,
and if you can work with them, give people chances. It shouldn't just be because of the pockets and the material things. It shouldn't start like that. It shouldn't just be like that, because you have good persons who are really down on their luck, and life shows you that too.
yeah. And
you
and
know
and and when you think about it, I mean, if there's genuineness in two persons coming together, you also will have to consider yourself because your luck can go down too.
exactly. It's like
Your luck can go
students.
down too.
It's like you're going to school, right?
Mm.
First you have to learn, you have to attain, right, in order to
Yeah,
get the
you're taught.
experience, the
Hmm.
thought. And then after you have gotten your good degree or your bachelor's, and you have invest so much money that you come so far to acquire to do so, and going to the work, the field of work, you're going to hear that, okay, I'm sorry, we need experienced persons. That's kind of a bully within its
Well,
own.
it is what it
It is
is.
what it is, but just like people have to get the opportunity at time to prove themselves. And
Hmm.
how can you gather experience if you wasn't given a
You weren't
chance?
given a chance.
So let us not be just one tracked with our mind. Let us be flexible and learn how to see people, see beyond the picture that is presented. You understand? Let us not be so quick to just look on appearance like the world is doing mostly now, and in order to give people a
So,
chance,
so if so, we can then say without a doubt that when people break up, it is not a situation where man has a monopoly on breaking women's heart.
Like I
Do we
said,
define?
everybody have their own opinion, but my strong belief is that in those cases, there are some men who really get hurt.
Mhm.
You understand? And there are some men who have other underlying issues. Not necessarily that a woman hurt them, but they have their own inferior complex. You understand? Maybe it's the way that they were grown. Maybe it's, you know, the home that they're coming from. You understand? There's a lot of underlying things with this. Some men hurt women not merely because the woman is not good enough. No. Most of the time that's not the issue. Most of the time is their head. They're grown up, but their minds are not mature. There are some men who stuck at certain ages wherein my you me I gonna look like soft soap if my circle don't know. Why no man can please me? And these things are coming off of their lips, and they may really believe it. You understand? But most of them are not even in the capacity even to live it.
Mhm.
You understand? So that alone within itself show you that there is another underlying issue. And that is why it is hard. It is hard for both male and female. Because when you come in to know people, and that's why we stress so much on courtship and spending time, because these little things sometimes are there to be seen. You
Mhm.
understand? And it causes so much hurt, because you may very well find out saying that there is love in that relationship, one party love so strong, and sometimes somebody will say, oh, such a good, pretty nice girl, take up that the clown there, and vice versa.
Mhm.
It's because the person really loved the individual. They
It's
love the
genuine love.
individual, genuine love. And because they have invested so much emotionally in their heart, have intertwined and spokenly and all of that, it even though they see that, say turn out, say that girl, yeah, she really looked like an angel outside, but she's a devil and she's not for me. It's easier said than done. It's not so easy for the man to walk away or for the woman to walk
It,
away
it,
because
mhm.
the genuineness of how much they care for such an individual. And sometimes both women and men, they see that man or woman through their eyes. And through their eyes, they see like a king, they see a queen wearing how much the individual can blossom and be. But until that other individual who have not gotten that picture about themselves yet, until they got that image of their own self that, I can be that and I can do that, it's not going to happen. No matter how much you can believe it for the person or
But it brings me
try to help the person have to see the vision of it for themselves.
it brings me to the point though to say that um every not every relationship was really meant to be.
Right.
In other words, sometimes some and to me, this is how persons have to look at relationship going forward and look at love and everything.
Yeah.
Some people come into your life to give you experience. Failure is not failure if you see it as experience.
Yeah.
If you see it as lesson taught. If you see failure as failure, then you're defeated. You have to say failure or say you had a failed a relationship maybe and the person started out well and never worked out. Learn from
Learn
from
from
what you
it.
experience.
Learn
Because
from
when
it.
you learn from that now, the truth is if you desire to have a relationship, I mean, to be with somebody. You don't want to live a single life. You say, well, you know what? I'm going to just dedicate myself to just being the best auntie or the best uncle or just be a philanthropist or whatever. If you're not going to decide that and you decide you want to be with somebody, you have to see relationship in the form of experience and a lesson learned. So the next experience you have, the next relationship you have, you're going to use what you learn, not against to mar the next one, but you're going to use that as lessons to learn. How did this one feel for me? And the next
Yeah.
one, no, you adjust yourself and you bring it out there clean and straight. And you know, so, okay, whatever I learned from this one, what part I contributed,
Yeah.
don't look on the
Keyword.
people. Don't look at what the person did to you. Look at
What did
what
you
you do
do?
and what you learn from
And be
it.
realistic. As Cornell said, be realistic. What did you do to contribute to this?
Hmm.
Because you can't keep pointing fingers on
Don't keep
others
going.
when the problem is within you
In
or
fact, you
in
should be
you
telling the
too.
person thank you for lessons learned
Yes. And
as after you
again,
move on.
and this is not a method for those who think they're slick and smart, who want to start life with somebody, reach at a particular stage, and then bolt
Call it
and
quits.
call it quit.
Mm.
Because Jesus don't like ugly,
You
God
know,
not
but
like.
everybody a Christian.
Listen, it doesn't matter if you're a Christian or not. You should have a level of moral inside of you and principle before
Mm.
you kneel down or stand up in front of any person to ask for any hand in marriage. So don't fool yourself. At the end of the and remember what goes around who comes back around. So don't be silly because there's some and this come back and there's some men and some women who wearing certain things look glamorous to them. They tried it, but their minds weren't made up to be in it.
Mm.
And marriage is not a trial. Marriage is when you have come to a full stop and you say, this is the person that I genuinely want to spend my life with. And before you can call it quit, you have to give 100%. Give 100%. And you also have to bear in mind to be patient because there is not all the time couples grow equally together. There are times when one party really grow and shoot past another. So you have to know when you have really given your best and point your finger on yourself. Have I really given my best? How did I contribute to this? As Cornell said. You understand? It's not a game. If you cannot make up in your mind that you're ready to, if, a matter of fact, if you sit down and I'm gonna focus on the man, because I believe that a man should be a man, and if a woman come to you and propose to you, you should already have your question and ask why. Nothing is wrong with asking why. If you're not one of those men who cannot, you get tongue tied, you cannot speak and you want the thing, but God bless the woman to step out bold enough to approach you, so you get your opportunity to be with the one you want. I'm not talking about those men. I'm talking about men wherein you know yourself, in the sense that before, yes, she may look good on the outside, she have everything you think you need and the in and the out. Sit by where you're gonna be by yourself at some point and say, is this me really want? Do I really want to be married? Because if you cannot see yourself settling down with one individual for the rest of your life, and this is not a feeling now, this is a question what I want to think that everybody have asked themselves, both male and female. Because this is a question that we have to ask ourselves. Is this the person
So
that
like
I
sharp preach now.
really, no, it's a true thing. Is this the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with? Let it be that you genuinely believe it, feel it, saw it, there was no doubt about it, then you act upon it. And if you choose, if you act upon it and then it turn otherwise now, and you have looked in yourself and said, boy, things are too sour, too much heartache, no peace, no matter what me do, and when me do so, no love, you find yourself with your back against the wall like that, you have done all you can within this relationship, whether you're Christian, yes or no, you even turn to the Father, the Lord, and say, help me, Father, show me. And it just not go anywhere. It's just turmoil after turmoil. Then you can generally ask yourself, do I is this a life situation? You know, she not really care, him not really care. And me alone I try fix it, work it. It's like she call it quits already, him call it quits already. Then if you're a person who, you know, believes that this is it and you can try again, who does? Who does to you? You have done all that you can and there's just no fixing, or you know, there's a deal breaker thing that both of you have signed on and before you went into it. Well,
And
you
the
understand?
thing about even um, being hurt in a relationship, um, as I said, there's a way to look at it and there's a way to deal with it, right? And if you deal with it the positive way, look at it in a positive light, you can learn and you can grow. One of the things that you should not have in your heart is bitterness,
Yes, yes.
right? Life, you see, I've in a my little short time on earth, I've come to the conclusion. I'm now 43 years old. I didn't realize how fast 43 come.
Come.
But I've learned in my little time, life is about living for God, serving God, and enjoying the journey.
Yeah.
And when you have a, I mean, I don't sit here because maybe I've not, I probably have I been through a heartbreak. Maybe when I look about infatuation, yeah, me probably feel like my heart will get broken. You understand me? But I think that's what probably push me to just keep myself to myself because like you know like how it feel when we feel like my heart was broken. I can't. As it was primary school, we can't forget. I'm gonna say, even when we come we reach high school, we just keep myself to myself. But you can't. We come to understand. Harboring hatred in the heart for somebody, you're only
Hurting
limiting
yourself.
yourself and hurting yourself. You're limiting your possibilities for love. You're limiting your possibilities for to find somebody else that is great. And I believe God grant you the desires of your heart, the good
Yeah.
desires of your heart. And hey, happy good to see you, Lioness. God does
Yes,
grant you,
man.
and of
Lioness.
course, mom is always here.
Yeah,
Good to
Jen.
see you, mommy. Um, God grants you the good desires of your heart. So if you desire something beautiful, the first relationship may fail. See it as lesson learned.
Yes,
Move
yeah.
on, and not just move to the next as a rebound, as many people say.
No.
You wait. You give yourself time to heal.
To sort
You give
out.
yourself time to sort yourself out. You understand me? And as you move on, the next one may just be it. The next one may not be it. But you have to look within yourself. And the truth is, dear mind, as even as a Christian, I am. We are here not to just talk from a Christian's perspective because we believe that God allows His blessing to fall on the just and on the unjust. One and two, even though you may not be a Christian or follower of Christ, It doesn't mean you don't know what love is.
Right.
It doesn't mean you have never experienced genuine love. You
Right.
do. So we are saying on a general basis,
Basic,
from a
yeah.
general basis, we are saying, hey, learn, use failed relationships or failed experiences as lessons, and don't plug up your arteries with hatred or regret or remorse. No, man, life is supposed to be about fun
Yes,
and
it is.
enjoyment. You understand me? And if something is going to stop you from being the best you can be, cut it off. It wasn't yours in the first
In
place.
the first place,
It wasn't yours.
you know,
Because the
and
truth is, Sir Bishop, the truth is love don't hurt.
yeah,
Our 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 brought up, see, as Jamaican would have said, or we were grown up, and how we were socialized and all manner of things, the school that we go, the friends that we keep, all of those things impact your relationship, impacts how you
yeah,
think. And when those things come into play, you will end up doing things they don't want to do. You understand me? And then no hurt will come in.
yeah.
You understand me? But when
Hi,
you
Christopher.
I Chris,
Sorry.
bless up,
Bless
blessings.
up, bless up.
Right, but you don't use the other thing as it comes to mind. You don't use somebody one person fat and fry the
Try
next
the
person.
other. It's not fair.
Don't do it. If someone is your first, because and that's a part of me here that people say. I know of persons who have said to me, listen, this girl hurt me, and from she hurt me, yo, me just start deal with it. Buzzer! Me not care who. Me just knock them down left, right, and center. Me not care.
That's
And the
unfair.
truth is, let me tell you what happened to that brother there. He is a very gentle soul, but he allowed the first experience to
To bite
harden him
him.
heart. But the right girl going to come and mash it down again,
Yeah.
and him going to love again. But I find that most of the people who love early and love fast and love
Yeah.
quick, them get hurt fast and
Get
get hurt
hurt
quick, and then they
easily.
start go hard with all manner of negativity.
Right.
Yes, I mean, but you can't do that because you know, you sometimes reach a place of no return.
Yeah. And
Only
it is
Jesus alone can
that
help.
is true. And as human beings, we also at times we have to show persons how to love us. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? We have to show person how to love us because I believe that there's an indicator before the thing get big and that big hurt and
Mm-hmm.
you say, me never see it coming. There was an indicator. Maybe simple little principles and way of doing things
Yeah.
and don't play blind to it. If you see people will make mistake, and if you see it happen one time too many, get a sit down and say, I noticed so and so happen, and I really don't appreciate that, because I would not allow myself to do this to you or to do whatever. So stamp
Let
it
me interject
early.
here. Please, you to come on, let's light the live. Once
Yes,
again.
yes. Smash the like button, the thumbs up
Yes.
button, right? There is an indicator. So don't you, Jamaica would say, your foot see around it. You act foolish to it. As if, okay, I don't want to offend so and so, so I don't want to confront. Confront, a respectful manner and say, I've seen this thing happen more than once, and the truth is, I have zero tolerance about it, and let us try to do this and to do that and to be cognizant of each other. But don't just sit there and be silent. You don't like it, and you're accepting it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is wrong, nothing is wrong with saying something is wrong with that and you have hurt me. You may not know that you hurt me, but you have hurt me.
And as
And
Linus, and as not to cut in, and as Linus 77 full says, self-worth is crucial, is very crucial.
right, it is.
You can't allow somebody to determine your own self-worth.
Exactly,
You
beautiful.
determine your own self-worth. So what and that goes back to the situation where you can't see in a relationship that is abusive.
Yeah.
You can't see in a relationship that keep getting hurt after
Hurt
hurt after
and
hurt,
hurt,
and then say the person love you.
Yeah,
No, 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 no.
yeah.
No, in the
Because,
sense, and in the
sorry, go
sense that,
ahead, go ahead.
because Mark, even with us over our 20 years of marriage, have I never done things that was this that Michelle was pleased about? Of course. Has she not done the
And
same?
vice
Yeah.
versa.
But what we do, we love our way through it. Now, if you're in a relationship, it's not a committed relationship. You try out something and it now work, whatever, You don't need to
Stick
stay in it. You don't
around,
need to.
yeah. So
Yes, I
whatever.
must say, because the truth is, when a man decides to commit, it was very strong worth.
Yeah.
When a woman decides to commit, it's the same. But you find that women are quicker to commit than men.
Than men,
You
yeah.
understand me? So if a man is not willing to put his money where his mouth there,
Yeah.
right? And you are there loving him, doing the right thing, spending the right time, doing what you as it were, you were wife material, like you're
Yeah.
doing the thing you're supposed to do. Then if you're not going to treat you right, why you don't need to stick around?
Yeah, why stick around?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, sometimes there's some simple little thing. We in relationship we need to identify tones. The tone is a key point. For instance, your significant other, whether male or female, is talking to you, and there's a tone to it. Okay, so the first time it happened, I said, no man, maybe I'm not hear right. The second time you hear it and something inside of you say, feel away. It's okay. There's a way to do it. You go to the person and you say, um, John, maybe I'm not here properly. Is that the tone? What did I do? Or be humble. Put yourself in the position to say, okay, prepare to say, okay, maybe it was me not hearing right. You understand? I mean, if a person mean you well or anything, we say, I didn't mean anything by it. You understand? And they will apologize. Or even if you know you're hearing right and you're a straightforward person, don't beat around the bush. Just make sure your tone is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that tone that you don't like to hear, you don't give it off in trying you know, to correct a
Mm-hmm.
situation, because two wrong don't make right.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go in the right tone and ask, I just heard someone, what was up? Are you upset? Or, what have you? Because if you know you don't like it and you ignore it and you ignore it, it's going to build and build and build till you explode. And it cause a big disagreement that could have been avoided and even something greater,
Hi,
you know?
Ron. Welcome, Ron Forrest.
Hey,
Welcome.
cause welcome. Good to have you.
And
You know?
and as Jamaicans, we tell you, there's more than one fish in the sea.
Yeah.
I mean, I know someone know here about the word fish too, but we are talking
Swim
about
around.
we are
There's more
talking
than one
about
swim around.
there's more than one fish in the sea. In other words, don't
Uh,
don't limit yourself to say, okay, boy, you get hurt by this girl, I get hurt by this man, and then you decide say, boy,
all
you got
women
turn
are the same, or
vigilante,
oh my
and then you
god.
mark it. No, no, no. You have to just those, all right, lesson learned, and you move
Right.
on. Lesson learned, and you move on. Because the truth of the matter is, love, genuine love. All right, put it this way: even in a relationship that is commitment,
Yes.
when hurt comes, love finds a way to fix it. So watch this. If me hurt my wife, right, and in a fair state of hurt, she can do two things. She can retaliate with hurt or hurt back, or she can retaliate with love. And retaliating with love is not the retaliation, is actually showing what love is supposed to be, showing what should be done in the event that something
Yeah,
hurtful
for
happens,
real.
right? And then now the person who is the one who did the hurt, the culprit, right? Over time, because there's genuine love, there's serious love, right? And I don't know if you can say genuine and serious, because love and love.
Love is
Love is
love.
love. But if there is love, you're going to look at yourself, as Michelle said, and find a way to fix it.
To
You
fix it.
understand me? I said. But if you, and no me repeat myself, but if it's a situation where you just get hurt consistently, no stopping,
And nobody
why
cares. The
stay?
other party
Don't
don't
stay
cares.
there.
Yeah.
Don't
They
stay
can,
there.
because that is telling you that is how your life is going to be. That's a relative situation. If an individual keep hurting the next party within the relationship, and they say, "Hon, um, it hurts me when you do this. Let us try this or let us do," and then they said, "Me hear you," or some attitude, whatever, but they're still giving it the same way. So,
Mm-hmm.
in other words, then. One party is giving out the love, the care, the respect, the tenderness, and the other party don't care. They just dish it out and carry it on anyway. There need to be a sit down. There need to be a sit down, and within that sit down, there need to be apology and a resort. What would you say?
Resolve.
Right, and
Resolution.
resort. Right.
Mm.
And resolution. If it be that the person just don't care, you really cannot spend your rest of your life
As
like
Ernest
that.
Smith said, life is just for living, but
Yeah.
living and loving God.
You
And
know?
once those two work out, I mean, and I know I interjected. Well, listen, the journey of life is one that is short for one, are unpredictable.
Yeah.
Right? The son Saturday gone, one of our sisters, she died from cancer, and she gone. Now, why should you spend your life, rest of your life, or spend your life in a thought, in remorse, or
Yeah.
regret, or being unhappy? No man. The trees and the birds and the bees are living, are living,
Overcome.
yeah, well, are living happy. So why shouldn't we? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. Lioness says, what advice do you have for a couple where one person wants affection and the other thinks they don't need to give more affection? Asking for a friend. No problem. Listen, Michelle hit it a while ago, and I am going to endorse what again what Michelle said. There needs to be a sit down. If you think that you desire more affection, and the person don't think that they need to give anymore, as a discussion need to be had. Why? Because somebody is not communicating properly, or somebody not hearing,
Yeah.
and if this relationship
Relationship.
means anything to that individual, when they have a sit down, then both parties put all the cards on the table, and the discussion is had. And I'm
Yeah.
sure if both of you are mutually agreeing to this relationship, there will be resolution.
Exactly.
It is impossible that the both of you want the relationship, and one is gonna stick out and say, "Yo, me not think me I give enough affection, That
Yeah.
me, and then no, the other person says, no, but there's not enough. Really? Me can love you, and I tell you, boy, me give enough, and that's it. No,
Exactly.
something is
And the
wrong.
problem should be easily solved because
Easily solved.
you're saying
Love
what it
is
is that you want.
and love is
You
there.
understand? I think one of the biggest problem in most relationship, even long-term relationship, somebody or both party have become comfortable. Like, okay, I'm now at an old age home. If we know what old age home is for, you're
Mhm.
retired and you're just kicking it back how you can, how you
You did it,
want
done
it.
it. That's
You
it.
did it, done it, and I eat this, so whatever it is, I eat this. No, I don't believe it doesn't matter how young you are already in relationship or how old you are in a relationship. People should we should always foster the affection. The affection is
Hmm.
what keeps the mood, the friendship, the love within the relationship. It doesn't matter how old you are in age or years within the relationship. We cannot afford for affection to become dormant. If you see you going at a place wherein you not care how the other person doing or feeling, that's dead. That's dead to the relationship.
Hmm.
That's dead. While it may be okay for one party, I couldn't care less if she knows me there. As long as I get me food, the place comfortable and clean clothes. That's it. That's not even a relationship. That is like you have a helper. You
Hmm.
understand? And this is vice versa because some ladies could very well be my bills are paid, the kids are fine, everything I want I get it. That's fine. Him depend on him own. That also it is a height of rubbish because it's still two-person within that relationship. Until your eyes are closed, you still need love, you still need
Hmm.
tenderness. And though pride may hinder people from speaking out,
Yes.
pride will hinder people from speaking out, and then they become resentful, and there is what you call
Bitterness.
retaliation and bitterness. That is not living. That is how you deal with enemies. If
Be-
you're not a child of God, that is how you deal with the
and
enemy.
and you cannot be in a long term relationship and not willing to listen to the other person.
Exactly.
Is if Because Lioness says, she's asking for a friend. 17 years of relationship. Come on,
No.
come on. Listen, and listen be good. Even I saw a video today. Michelle and I were looking at a video. I'm seeing two old people that dance. Yeah. They look at them married. They look at them in them 80s
Yeah.
and they told about dance together.
Yeah. Hit the
Listen,
road, Jack.
hit the road, Jack. Dancing to that song. Listen, me. It don't matter how long the relationship is. You must always revisit, revise, and make plans for
Yes.
improvement. I learned this thing in the working world, constant improvement.
Yeah.
Meaning you can't reach the point where you're cold. You get
Yeah.
cold and think that's it. No man. Something happened there to spice it up. And one party can add the spicing. No. It takes the two parties to come
Yeah.
together and assess. So if it is that boy affection, more affection need to be seen, then come together and reason about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's
I really
true.
tell you.
And yeah, what you can tell your friend Lioness is maybe it's time for them to get a third party that both of them respect enough to listen to,
Mhm.
someone who will not be biased,
Mhm.
to sit and talk with them and to help them. But some counseling needs to be done before it gets any further.
The other day, Michelle and I had a little disagreement, and
Yeah.
I was calling a friend,
A good
and
friend.
and the friend
Love.
one thing he said to me that does connect everything. He said, put a stone, a small pebble, not even one big
Yeah.
stone, a small pebble
Within the shoe.
in your shoes, and you walk in it, right? Because if you know anything about the anatomy of the human being, the foot bottom is one of the most tender
Tender.
places on your body. And him say put a small pebble in your shoes and walk up on it and tell me how it feel. Alright? Make Michelle do the same thing. And you're gonna realize that listen, that pebble is so uncomfortable that none of you will want the pebble in your shoes. So here we know. If there's something that is
Okay.
affecting the relationship, even as
Okay,
small as a
Lioness.
pebble, you both have to stop and deal with it.
Yeah.
Mm.
You have to, and then I mean the person even laugh off for us.
Yeah, man.
he laugh.
Because he must say, listen, we're not for bad,
No,
bad. Look up to you have nothing for bad. Yeah, man. The people analogy, trust me.
Yeah.
And when you say that to us, and we didn't have a check because we have had shoe pebbles in our
Yeah,
shoes.
sure.
So it's like you can imagine, you can remember, say, oh Lord, it was really painful. For example, you walk and you try to make it dip on your foot bottom. And the more you walk, you realize, say, no, I need to take out this, take out the boot and shake out the pebble and put it in. So I say, listen,
and sometimes you
consider
take
like
it
that.
out, it's a little beanie.
And you probably feel like something wicked in your shoes or a big old stone. But I look at pebble.
That's how it is.
So there's no relationship that does that will not have a pebble in the shoe.
In the shoe. Because the truth is, the relationship have to be tried.
Yeah.
If your relationship is not tried, you're going to be complacent and stagnant.
And become lazy.
I
mean, I believe when we reach 80, yeah, I may not be the most
energetic.
Yeah, and I got it like rabbit, like how do you know?
Like, no,
but at that age,
you
we're
should have
supposed to sit down and relax and
to
talk to the grandchildren
exactly.
and even if not the grandchildren
and develop
with each other,
another
method of intimacy.
of where our energy are equally
Yeah.
to satisfy each other in whatever
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
But it cannot be decisions are taken on one party. Me alright, me cool like Sunday morning. Me don't know why you that one, you so no.
And the truth is, the end wills the way. I learned that from one of my online teachers. The end wills the way. In other words, if you decide to be with this individual for the rest of the days, right, and you see it done on yourself, wherever you end up is tantamount to where you started.
Yeah.
In other words, if you see yourself being with this individual, the only way that you'll have that longevity of passion and love and togetherness, it will start at day one.
Yeah.
And when you start at day one, don't tell me because the ring up your finger now, you start you forget about about what you
peculiar and cute.
no,
It's
you
all
have to
about
carry
me,
it through.
no.
You
And
carry
that's
it
when
through.
you should even be more cognizant of the person's feeling.
Yeah, man.
You understand? And another thing where people need to understand, when the Lord blesses us with children, we should love them, we should care for them and everything. And we should also realize that as they grow, we should take our time, let go, allow them to grow. You understand? And still on their own. And don't I'm all in favor now. When you just have a child, that child need your attention when they cannot speak, they're on the breast and as toddlers, and your spouse now have to understand that what,
Mhm.
I have to understand that she's pressured, she's dealing, with a lot now, and certain things will not be the same within that period. But for those who maybe can afford nannies and helpers, you understand?
Mhm.
And so you still have that energy to go along with the sports in the early stage of children. Kudos. But that attention that should be given to your spouse, it should not it should not become a place of complacency when you have a child wherein you get used to caring. It's all about the children. It's all about the children. It's all about the children. Those children are going to grow up and leave you one day. And when you have allowed your relationship, that's for people who have, problems. When you have allowed your relationship now to become so dormant, like, even intimacy now in certain way between you and your spouse is like foreign because it have been dormant for years.
Mhm.
So it's like the energy is not there for you to, rekindle and carry on. Don't allow that because it takes more work to get it back to the rightful place. That's what I'm trying to say. So when you have your kids, know that the place is there for the kids, their place is there, and the place of their spouse should not be neglected even for too long. I can understand that there will be a little sense of neglection when you have just given birth to a child because that
It
take
would
the
be
worst
neglect.
it's not
Can be
even
neglect. You can't even
neglect because it
understand
needs
that.
to be done. And
Yeah,
then
it's
the spouse should
understanding.
come on board. You
So
understand
you
and
go to your
support. So
part of the
go through the
process.
process
Yeah.
together. And allow one of the biggest things which I've spoken about before, when that child become one and going on to two, they have their own sleeping area.
Yeah.
Your bed
That's
should
another
not
that's another
be.
topic by itself,
That's
you know.
another topic by itself, but it happened to a lot. That's a trick of life. That's where it happened for most
Mm-hmm.
persons. Like, deterioration comes along with giving care to
To
something
elsewhere.
or someone elsewhere in a meaningful way. They
Mm-hmm.
mean well, people mean well, but then that place become a place of residency. And it
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be a permanent place.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
should know where the care should go and spread so you can foster,
Yeah.
your relationship.
So Lioness give it away. Don't you say, okay. So we all know it's me. She's not asking for a friend. He used to write sweet notes and bring flowers just because, but since having our children, it seemed it seemed he doesn't think like and
Yeah,
he doesn't think like that again. Our oldest is 4. Your oldest child is 4. Come on.
it's
Um,
not too far
that's
away. Yeah, but it's
but
not too
listen,
far away. It's
listen.
not.
Just have the conversation.
Yeah,
And if
sit
him
down.
and if him and when you have the conversation, just go back to square one.
Right.
And Linus, just tell him to listen Brian McKnight's first
Brian Matt,
song.
yeah.
Start back at
And we
one.
did, and again, Lioness, we're all big people here. We did a video with, the spicing up
Oh
segment.
yeah, you can go and visit that.
You can visit
Yanim
that
Yanim watch
video.
it.
Right, watch that video. And
Keeping it spicy after
even
20 years.
right. And the truth is, Lioness, you may have to be the initiator here. You understand? You may have to be make it be a little cue.
Because we as men, we like to be. Sometimes we are the ones who are the hunters, but sometimes we like to be
We
hunted.
like to be hunted.
But give the cue.
You
You will
know?
give the
And
cue.
I mean, put on your niceties and show up and turn out. Go back to 18 to 25. I don't know how old you are, but if you're 25, go back to 18. If you're over 25, 18 to 25, and you know what I mean. Where you're most perky and lively and cheeky, revisit. And revisit in such a way,
Start something
try
serious.
something serious. Think about some of the most, what you know was his most pleasurable times. You understand? And jog back his memory. All you have to do is jog him memory. Trust me, lioness. Him there wait for it, but him no want to say it. Pride is a thing, you see? Pride. Him no want to say it. But bring it back.
Yeah.
Turn it up a notch.
Yeah. So the truth, so the in you know we're coming on to a little close, right? She's 38. She said,
Yeah,
she said, thank you. I think
yeah.
we will have I will have to be the initiator for sure.
Right,
Maybe that's
sis.
what I need to do for real. Yeah,
Oh,
man.
yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Because
Think so.
and one thing we have found out over our little journey
Yeah.
is that sometimes you're waiting on the next person to make the move, you make the move.
You just do it.
You make the move.
You know?
And you may find that thing just work out as beautiful as it should. Yeah. But as we close though, as we come into our close in the conversation though, and trust me, we're not rushing to leave, but we just indicate.
Yeah.
The relationship that you desire, um, cannot be what it is unless you make it what it is.
Yeah.
You understand me? And I think overall, the conversation that we have had, we can safely say love don't hurt. You understand me? Love don't hurt. Love gives way for reconciliation. Love gives way for reuniting. Love gives way for forgiveness. Love gives way for coming back together and starting afresh. You understand what I'm saying? That's what love does. Love don't hurt.
Yeah.
You understand me? And even from our standpoint, from scripture standpoint, God is love. You understand me? And God now heard that what happens to us on this journey is that there are principles and there are laws that governs our action and that governs life. And with every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. It's not just Newton law or whatever the case may be. All of the laws that we had that we come up with, and whether it was inspired through whoever, is God Himself who allows everything to be governed the way it governed. And He stands at the side waiting for us to ask Him to intervene. But the laws of the land, the laws of nature, the laws of the universe will always function or it will or it should, except God intervenes. It's like when the taxes were to be paid, Jesus, when He walked the earth, He tell the disciples, go down at the fish, go down at the pond, and so a river, and you see one fish, the first fish you catch, open your mouth, you see money night.
Yeah.
There's nothing that says that's possible in the law of nature. But God can intervene into the laws of nature and change it as He will. Only though upon our request.
You just need a willingness
Yeah,
of someone to carry
only upon our request.
Yeah, remember God is a spirit, so He needs the body. He needs the person to carry it out.
Mm-hmm. So love don't hurt. And I say it because I understand that there are genuine people who start out genuinely to love and then get hurt in the process. But it's not that love hurt you. It's somebody hurt you. I don't know.
And life happens.
And life happens. But the genuine the thought of or the initial relationship that you went into, right? And the thought of saying, "Oh, you love this person so much," always check the levels. You can't love somebody, or you can't have a relationship with somebody where it's just you wanna love.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
It has to be reciprocal. But love is reciprocal.
So if you go into the relationship, not to tell you, girl.
That's all right.
If you go into the relationship and you don't make sure that it's a mutual love, you can get hurt.
Yeah.
You understand me?
You
because you swear say the person love you as much as you love the person. But sometimes, and I'm gonna get super real here. Sometimes the person love you because of, as Michelle would say, or your look, it boosts up for them status. It make them feel good.
Yeah.
I'm of reason why people choose to have you in a space, but it don't necessarily mean that they love you. Mhm.
Yeah.
Blessings to you, Chris.
Yeah,
That's why we're
thanks.
here. That's why we're here. And
And
that is why we started this channel, because you know what, brethren and friends and sisters, we, st- we started this channel on the back of our 20 years of being married. And we have, over the short space of journey, we
thank
started
you.
out January 16 it was, and we are now in July, right? We're now in July. And believe you me, the amount of positive comments we have received, that is why we come here every Sunday night. That's why we come here. No matter how tired it is, because Michelle work from home, no matter how tired I am, every midweek, Wednesday, we still come here and we do a video and we post it Thursday. Why? Because we
You're welcome,
realize
Lioness. You're
we
welcome. That's why we're
realize
here. We're
we
happy to have
realize
you too.
yeah, we realize that there's a space for this. There's a space for this for those who are Christians. There's a space for this for those who are not Christians. Why? Because God is love.
Yeah.
God is love. And we want to be God's extended arm of
Arms.
love. That's all it is. Right?
Yeah.
So we want to just be there for somebody and encourage. And if we say one something in the world, we're going 1 hour and 20 minutes early.
Yeah.
If we say one something to help you,
And that is
we meet at our mark.
right. And too many times, even in and out of the church, we see we're in good people, in good relationships.
Yeah.
It's like you see that if they just
Had
realize
somebody
that,
to talk to.
yeah, if they just realize that,
Just hear
look,
something different.
you're not the only one who
Yeah.
may be going through this.
Yeah.
Others have gone through it and they have overcome and they just blossom in their relationship and go to new heights.
Yes.
And sometimes when you see good people, just if they just have, someone to maybe share with them that, look, man, you're not alone. Look, you can do it.
Yeah.
This, try that.
Yeah.
They could make it. And then there over time you hear people talk, say, I will always love that person because he or she was the one for me. But I just wish we had somebody at so and such a time to let us know that we're pulling for you, we're praying for you, you can do it. And sometimes people just don't have anyone to cheer them on and let them know that no, that is not somewhere. Don't leave a relationship, stay in there, work with it. That can be fixed. You understand? Some people are going through worse than that and they have made it, So sometimes people just need to know that they're not alone, and there's real people out there who's willing to share and don't act as if, oh, I've got it part. And, because the truth is, all of us don't have it part.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, all of us don't have it part. No matter if it may seem small to some, but it may be big to you, but you still have to work through it.
And people need
You
people.
understand? And people need
People
people.
need people. Nobody listen to me. You see? And that's why I follow the scriptures.
Thank you.
I follow the scriptures.
This
And Chris,
is
we will keep you and your family in our prayers.
Yeah.
That's why I follow the scripture. God Himself never had to do what He did through Christ.
Yeah.
Yes? God never had to do it. He never had to come and die on a cross and nothing like that. Yeah? But the truth is, what He has done and chosen is to work, is to reach human through humans. That's what He decided to do. Work and reach humans through humans. So people, and that's why this coronavirus thing here, it took a blow off, It took a blow off and gone. But we will always need each other to hold a one, two, to hold a reason. And conversation with the least is that space where we can come and hold a one, two, hold a reason. Right? So we're going to ask you to do what? Like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We are going to 1,000 subscribers before our just in January, right? We need to get there, and we're going to get there with your help, guys. Right? We're going to get there with your help. So don't forget, we have 6 persons now who have not liked the page. Do so now, so we can have 100% of like. All right. Healing blessings to you, Christopher. That's right. That's the encouragement, Linus. That's it. Because listen to me, I believe everybody into a relationship genuinely.
Most definitely pray up, Chris.
Yes. I believe everybody who genuinely enters a relationship, genuinely wants it to work.
Yeah.
Right? And it's a beautiful thing to have somebody by your side who them just your name just connect and there's laughter, there's joy. You not say every morning you get up and laugh. No, something will happen in the midst
Yeah.
of it
Yeah.
and teeth and tongue will meet, but at the end of the day, there has to be something developed where respect is given,
Yeah.
love is shown and appreciated, and is proper communication. When somebody when one attack, listen to the other one and I'll give the other one time. And sometimes in the heat of the moment you may not have no with it. You understand me? But after that, there's always something we call the postmortem of a discussion or disagreement. And the postmortem gives you an opportunity to dissect and see where go on and think it through and make some adjustment and so forth. And after that, have some sweet makeup sex.
Yeah. You always say
Straight
that.
up, straight up.
Mhm.
You understand me? I say?
They
So,
just meant it again.
so you just have to just walk the walk. You understand me? I say be patient with each other. Give as you want to be given. You understand me? I say,
Yeah.
and to me, I love that rule. That is a the golden rule. That is serious rule. Do unto others as you have them do unto you. That in any relationship you can't go wrong. If you do that, you cannot go wrong.
To be reciprocal.
You can't go wrong. You understand me? Yeah. So we're going to close the live. Chris is a straight up Colonel. Love you guys. Wife and yeah man. Say hi to her for us too. Say hi to your wife for us too. Yeah, we're gonna close the live, but we will be here again midweek. We're gonna post another video in the week. One that will be thrilling, one that you want to listen to, one you want to watch, one you want to share. And again, the Lord willing, next week Sunday, we will be back here Sunday night to have another live. You understand me?
Yeah, love you too, Ryan.
And we are hoping, of course.
Love you too.
We are hoping, of course. Yes, Rowan. Blessings. We are hoping, of course, to see you again and to see a lot more persons coming on. You understand me? Real talk, genuine talk, and we're just going to be straight with you guys. And know, say, all right, we're here for each other, right?
Yeah, and be encouraged. You're not going through anything that cannot be fixed, that cannot be worked out, because that man, that woman that you fell in love with, you're still with. Right. It's just that life happen. There are certain things that are covered that need to just brush off, clean off, and you just proceed. Same way in love and affection, But there's just the principle is that over time, when certain things, have happened and it get covered and not dealt with, what will happen? It builds. It's like debris. It builds and it builds.
Yeah,
does it mean that the pure cleanness of whatever you want is not under the bottom? You just need now to put in a little extra work, dust it off, polish it, and continue moving.
Yeah.
So sorry. And I mean, just continue to pay respect to each other. Because as human beings, at times things will ruffle our feathers. You understand, and we get upset. But let us be cognizant that our significant other is not our enemy. They are never our enemy. It's just that we're human beings, we're living beings, and things happen that cause us to rub at times, and there is friction, and hurt will happen, even in the purest of love, of relationship. But bear in mind and see that within this hurt is just to purify us, get us to another level. But we cannot jump over the steps, we cannot jump over the principles. Once we are wrong, we have to acknowledge that we're wrong and apologize and just fix it. No resentment, forgiveness, and move on to the next level. And learn to just have each other back.
Yeah.
We are never the enemy. Never each other enemy.
Right. So until our next live or until the next video, we are saying bye-bye and God bless. And see you on the other side.
Thank you all for being here with us.
Thank you all for being here.
Appreciate you all.
Yes.
Lioness, Ryan,
Christopher,
Jen. and others who have not, you have not said anything
Indicated.
indicated, but you're there. We appreciate you all.
And don't worry about it. The lighting, we're going to get, we're starting out the lighting because our
Yeah,
face may be
it's
a little
a little
darkish,
dark.
but we're starting out the lighting, and hopefully by the next video, it should be far, far better quality. All right. But God bless you, and see you on the other side.